In tonight's Ask Anthony, I'm following up on a story out of Georgia. Last week, I went to St. Mary's for an Ask Anthony listening session, and that's where I met one business owner who can only operate half of his business. He feels the reason why is unfair.
We had no idea that this was a pizza town and that people were going to fall in love with pizza like they did.
Jeremy Nascimento is the owner of Yankee Pie Apizza, a restaurant that specializes in serving New Haven-style pizza in historic St. Mary's.
We've even done a mural outside that says, "Welcome to St. Mary's Historic District," paid for by us as a gift to the city.
The pizza shop is located in the town's old post office that Nascimento bought and remodeled. He invited us to his restaurant because he has a problem of his own.
We originally set this building up to subdivide it and put my salon on one side, move it from Kingsland, and it would be a full-service salon and spa, and then the pizzeria on this side.
Nascimento not only tosses pizza dough, he can cut your hair too. That's why he wants to turn half of this building into a salon. But city leaders have put a halt on the project because of a flood ordinance.
Well, unfortunately, I can only operate 50% of my business because they're not able to issue me a permit because they brought up after the fact, a year after we've been in business, this flood ordinance right here that I have printed out. And basically what it's saying in layman's terms is I cannot do more than 50% of a build out that exceeds the fair market value of the building. And we've already done half of that in build out, and it was only told to me after I've emptied my entire life savings into this small business.
St. Mary's is a town that is prone to flooding and has ordinances in place to prevent businesses from being underwater. Nascimento understands that.
You know, raising concrete or making this floodplain compliant is just not a feasible thing for a small business owner.
But he says no one questioned the building's elevation until he started construction on his hair salon.
And I feel that if this was going to be a thing, maybe this is something they could have told me before I purchased the building or before I started construction, because they had all the numbers, they had all of the what it would cost, and that would have been the time to kind of cause, you know, to bring this to my attention where I wouldn't have gone into so much debt before, not a year after we've been in business.
And I called St. Mary's City Manager Robert Horton about this issue. He told me they had a meeting with Nascimento's contractor on Monday. Horton didn't deny there's been a snag in the permitting process, but he believes everything can be worked out at a reasonable price so Nascimento can finish construction and be in compliance. But Nascimento says his wallet is stretched thin. He should be allowed a variance in this situation, and he actually gave me this paper because according to the city's own rules, he has it highlighted here that it actually mentions exceptional hardships among other things that he qualifies for. So we're going to see what happens. Remember, if you have a problem you just can't solve, you can always email me at askanthony@firstcoastnews.com.